Justin Trudeau was on CNN, and obviously this is post his resignation, post his trip to Mar-a-Lago, post all the conversation from Trump about essentially making Canada a state, post Trump calling him Governor Trudeau.
And post Elon calling him girl.
Yes.
Girl.
So he was asked, what do you think about this whole Canada becoming the 51st state thing? And here is what that total soy boy said.
Has been needling you a bit, calling you Governor Trudeau, talking about making Canada the 51st state. Did you have any interaction with him today?
No, not today. But that's not going to happen. Canadians are incredibly proud of being Canadian. One of the ways we define ourselves most easily is, well, we're not American. There is such a depth of pride that's not actually an issue.
Oh my God, CNN is going to hire this guy.
Ew.
They're going to try
about that.
Seriously, they probably will. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Oh my God.
And Jake Tapper's like, you are so hot. So hot. You're so much better looking in person.
Gay. Jake's not gay.
I mean, could swing both ways. I don't know. It's CNN.
Well, what you're about to see is not real, but somebody took a video of Gavin Newsom with Justin Trudeau and did a little bit of manipulation to it and made it absolutely hilarious. Watch.
Justin Trudeau, and I'm so excited to be here because I'm in California with another lizard person. He's a lizard person just like me, and I'm here with him in California, which he's turned into a communist shithole, just like I'm trying to do to Canada.
Yeah, it's true. The voice was spot on.
Spot on.
It really was.
Oh my God, I love that. Also, from Canada, there is a woman who's like in the whatever their government is. Is it the House of Commons or Parliament? I don't even know how their government works. It doesn't matter.
It's Parliament. They have a Parliament.
She's one of those people in government. She's crazy. She's a liberal. She was actually born in America and then decided to go be Canadian and be in Canadian government.
What a loser.
She's psychotic, you guys. Her name is Elizabeth May, and she has actually stood accused of various forms of abuse, including yelling at her staffers, putting them down in front of colleagues, and slamming a door over an office paint job.
She seems stable.
She's not particularly stable. And she's pissed off at Trump for suggesting that Canada will be the 51st state. And now she's saying, well, maybe we'll just take California and Washington and Oregon. How about that?
Okay.
Cash me outside.
All right, Liz. Okay.
Here's a video of her showing her rage.
Hey, Donald, have we got a deal for you? You think we want to be the 51st state? Nah, but maybe California would like to be the 11th province. How about it? California, Oregon, Washington? You've got geography in common with us. And not only that, we've already got a carbon trading system between California and Quebec. We've got some strong alliances on our west coast from British Columbia. There's been a lot of academic papers on the idea of Cascadia. So California, Governor Newsom, and Washington State, Jay Inslee, and newly elected Governor of Oregon, Tina Kotek. How about it? Want to put a referendum to your citizens? Because this is what you deal. Have we got a deal for you? This is what you get. Free health care. Universal free health care. No more one-year-olds who suddenly fall off the Medicaid list and their parents are in the news because they're trying to do a GoFundMe so they can get their daughter to a doctor. Universal free health care. And guess what? Those gun laws that your Congress is too afraid to pass because of the national gun lobby, we already got our strict gun laws.
Talk about scotch. That chick carries a flask in her little knapsack. Wow, what a loon.
I mean, she's cray.
She is cray. That
She
one
is
is
full on
legit
cray.
cray. Uh-huh.
Trump had a presser yesterday, and we've actually sort of scattered clips from that presser all over today's show because they covered so many topics, as they always do. Trump leaves no stone unturned in his pressers, and so he has also weighed in. There were questions about, how serious is he about the Canada thing, and isn't he worried about how the relationship with Canada will be affected? And his position on it is that we just don't need anything from Canada, and yet we continue to subsidize them to the tune of like $250 billion a year. And so he had a lot to say about that, and we're going to play that clip as soon as we remind you about your retirement. Did you know that you only get one? You only get the one.
It's true.
Unless you're like Brett Favre, who retires like every 4 seconds.
So true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But most people only get one retirement. You probably are all scrimping and saving as much as you can for your retirement. And you may have a financial advisor that you trust and love and think is great for you. And that's awesome. But there is never any harm. And in fact, it's almost always a good idea to get a second opinion. And that's why we always recommend you talking to our friend at Bulwark Capital Management, Zach Abraham, who is a fantastic financial planner. And Bulwark Capital Management is all about risk management. Okay. So he knows that you can talk to him for absolutely free without any obligation to just tell him how you're currently planning, what your current setup is. And he can just either say, you're doing great, or he can offer you some suggestions. And even if you take those suggestions, it doesn't obligate you in any way. So there's no risk involved. You can just get a free risk portfolio review. You can do it by going to knowyourriskradio.com. That's knowyourriskradio.com.
Advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. Any references to performance of securities are thought to be materially accurate, and actual performance may differ. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 24308.
Yes.
knowyourriskradio.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now on to the Trump clip about Canada. Here he is.
Anything. We don't need their fuel. We don't need their energy. We don't need their oil and gas. We don't need anything that they have. And I said to Trudeau, I said, why are we subsidizing you $200 and $250 billion a year? He said, I really don't know. And I said, well, I don't know either. I said, what would happen to Canada if we didn't? He said, Canada would be obliterated if that happened. I said, then Canada should be a 51st state. And that's where we are now.
I mean, why are we doing
That's where
this?
we are.
Why are we doing this anyway? Why are we subsidizing anybody when we have fire hoses that have no water in them? What the hell are we doing? Bunch of freaking idiots running this entire country. Like, what are we doing? If this were a household, this would not happen. It just wouldn't.
Yeah.
These people are morons. It has to stop. This is why Trump, he asked these questions and people get all butthurt about it. It's a legit question. We shouldn't be subsidizing Canada.
That much. I had no idea that was even a thing that was happening.
And think of all the other things that we have no idea about. And I hope that Doge gets to the bottom of that and we start having transparency about all the other staggering things that we have no idea about. When it comes to that's our money, you guys. You work your butts off every day, and that money is just being doled out to losers.
Yep.
And then we don't have stuff to handle our own logistics here in this country. It's just asinine.
It's freaking whack.